Hey everyone, it's Travis Longman here on the 25th. It seems like we've done a lot of these. The Tiger Hills Hockey League part preview part, let's say 12. I'm from Saskatchewan. We're not much for counting. We lost a Grey Cup that way. But the way it's looking right now, we won't get to a Grey Cup in 50 years, the way the management is. But we're not here to talk about the CFL, thank God. We're here to talk about the Tiger Hills Hockey League. And my guest tonight, Tanner Clyne of the Boissevain Border Kings. Tanner, how you doing tonight?
Good, you?
Can't complain. It's Monday when we're recording this. It might air. This might be our pre-game show, but it might not be. I haven't decided yet.
We'll see.
So how's the team looking heading into the year?
Good. I think we got a lot of young guys, so I think we'll be able to skate for sure. So good group of guys in the locker room too. I think a lot of buddies, so I think we'll get along well and have a good time.
Let's chat about the roster. And there's so much. Well, they didn't play last year. There's a lot of turnover from the year before. Who can fans and be excited about seeing this year?
Well, we got a guy from town, Ryan Patterson, who played junior in Ontario for a couple of years and played in Botano for the next two, and I think he'll do a lot of scoring for us. He'll be one of our guys to put the puck in the back of the net, and Tyson Pringle coming back too. He'll be good. A couple other guys like Skylar Canada. He'll do a lot of scoring for us. So I think we'll be offensive enough, but I think we'll definitely have to work for it a bit more than some other teams. But
and the veteran leadership is it true that Dittmer's coming back?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he's going to try and come as often as he can and get as many games in as he can. And yeah, we got him for part of our leadership, and David Robertson on the back end there, and Dakota Sherling coming back, playing back in town now. So I think we should have enough leaders in the room.
Absolutely. Who's taking over the reins from friend of TL Media, Ed Dick? Who's the new coach?
Daryl Albright is our new coach. He played in Portage years ago and won a couple championships in town when he played. So I think he kind of would know what it's like to be in a winning locker room. I think he'll kind of help out in that way.
How's Daryl as a coach? Is he a player's coach? Is he a no nonsense Tortorella type? What can we expect to see behind the bench?
I think he's definitely one of the kind of a player's coach. I'd say, like, he likes to joke around and whatnot, but I don't know. I haven't seen him mad yet, and hopefully I don't for a while. So, but.
Well, we've got your game on against Saris coming up.
Yeah.
What's the expectations for the club, not only in that one, but for the entire season?
I feel like every team kind of wants to win more games than they lose. So I think staying above 500 is a big one for us, just being back for our 1-year leave, I guess. And yeah, maybe winning a playoff round if we get to the end of the year there. But I think, yeah, definitely just staying above 500 is kind of our early season goal right now. So.
Do you know much about the politics that went on within the organization, or do they tend to keep the players out of it?
I don't really. I mean, I wasn't in town for the last couple of years of the Border Kings, so I didn't really hear much of it. But yeah, not really. Didn't really know any of the guys. Like, I knew the guys from town a bit, just from being around and whatnot. But I didn't really know anybody from out of town, so can't really touch on that too much.
Sorry, we'll be right back. Sorry, my dogs were barking. And you know who else's dogs are barking? Border Kings fans.
Yeah.
They're excited to have a team back here. What can fans be excited about seeing after a year away?
I think they can just be excited to see their hometown players come back and play wearing a Border King jersey again. And I think it'll be, yeah, I don't know. I just think them having local guys it's going to be a big thing for our town to come watch. And I think we'll get a lot of people just to come watch having it be a local team again.
Let's chat about the game against Wawanesa. Can you give me a breakdown of, well, I didn't really hear much about it. Who stood out that night and who maybe needs to step it up, lay off the beers a bit?
Yeah. No, I think it was our first game, and you could kind of tell we were just a little scrambly, not much structure, kind of just trying to river hockey style, like up and down the ice, shoot the puck as often as you can. But Ryan Patterson stepped up in the shootout and scored our game winner. Skylar Canada had 2 goals. Dakota Sherlink had our other one. But yeah, didn't really do anything for power play, just kind of rolled lines. But even then, that wasn't great, our power play. But I think it was definitely a good game just to get on the ice and be competitive again.
Oh, anytime you can shake the rust off a little bit. I'm surprised very few teams had a preseason game. Is that normal for this league?
I'm not sure. Last year was only my first year in the league, but I feel like even last year we had a preseason game in Carberry. So I feel like teams might try to, but then again, people do have other stuff going on. So not everybody can always make it to a preseason game, but
I heard Killarney had tried to find games with a couple teams out of Saskatchewan. The Shamrocks are pretty hyped up this year, getting a few guys from Cartwright, and they're all usually pretty good. That rivalry, though, is that a little watered down with them being in different divisions, or what do you think?
I don't know. I think if they were in our division, I believe we would have played them twice, and now we only play them once, I think. So, I mean, there's always that. Playing them once, it's just a 1-game thing.
December 9th in Boissevain, live right here on TL Media. We'll be there. Most definitely. Looking forward to the intensity there. It's always a battle. What is it? Is it the proximity? And you guys are always just bitter rivals. I've never heard a Boissevain person say anything nice about Killarney. Oh, and vice versa. I was on the receiving end of a few chirps just because of where I live, but it's just good back and forth banter.
Yeah. No, I'd think maybe just close proximity, so maybe that's just as easy as that, but yeah, I'm not really sure.
Who is the biggest pest in the Tiger Hills Hockey League?
I don't know. Then again, it is only my second year in the league, but I definitely think, I don't know. It's always tough going up to Elkhorn and putting together a game there and just kind of grinding that one out. I think that'll always be tough, but yeah, I not much experience on too many pests, but I definitely
probably a good idea not to give any teams bulletin board material.
Yeah, maybe, and I think in the coming years I might have a more solid answer for you.
Sorry, I just heard a chair drag across my floor, and I think one of my kids are up getting a snack.
Nice.
Or a drink. But you don't have to worry about that right now, do you? Or just a young... What's the makeup of the team? Is it older guys, younger guys?
I'd say we're pretty young for the most part. We we have 4 guys that are coming into their first year playing in the senior league, and a couple older guys. I'd say we're more on the young side of the league, but so a couple
Hey,
guys.
youth can be a good thing.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Keeps us quick, I guess.
let's talk about the defense. Defense and, well, the last line of defense in particular.
Yeah.
Who is it still Pringle in between the pipes?
Yeah, we got Jay Pringle as our starter this year, so.
As we saw in the championship game against Warren, Pringle can be a little. He's a phenomenal goalie. He's
Yeah.
a very good goalie, but he can get a little shaky at times, and maybe from playing too many games, just exhaustion. Who's his backup this year?
Bo Yemens. He played a couple games for Hartney last year.
Okay, yes, does sound familiar. If you had to make a prediction right now, who would you say is in the league championship?
I definitely would put Elkhorn up there. Just kind of judging his past few years, they've been who they are, and they're just that good of a team. And then I don't know, maybe Killarney, I think, usually pretty good. And adding a couple more guys to their team who can put the puck in the net, I think they'll do pretty well for themselves.
That does seem to be the consensus, but let's talk about some dark horses. Who could surprise?
Who could surprise? I'd say a Rivers team might surprise you. They're young. They're pretty quick. We played them in playoffs last year, and they were a good team. They played hard, and they were quick, and they could score. I'm not sure who else would be much of a sleeper pick, but Rivers for sure, I think.
Well, one person that'll never sleep when there's a Border King game on, Betty Brake.
Yeah.
What does she mean to the organization? She's a phenomenal person. Let's chat about the fans.
Yeah, the fans are always good. I mean, even just having a team this year, when you're uptown, people are always asking and saying how excited they are to have a team again. So it's always nice to know you have the support even before you play your first game. So I think the fans will be good this year. They'll have a lot of fun. So.
And why I was bringing up Betty, she
yeah.
runs the kitchen. What's the best food at the concession in Boissevain?
I mean, you can never go wrong with a good old rink burger. Kind of always been a rink burger guy if I was getting anything, or taco in a bag, I guess. But yeah, I always got to stick with the staples. So
yeah, you do. And taco in a bag, that's more of a. I'm going to date myself here. I'm 36 years old. Taco in a bag doesn't belong in a hockey rink. It's burger and fries. That's it.
I don't know. Taco in a bag, sometimes, I'm telling you, it's better. So
depending on the price.
Exactly. If you're looking to spend, maybe, but
yeah, that's true. And with the price of lettuce these days,
yeah, exactly.
Back in my day, we used to. My favorite thing was the 5-cent candies. I'm a big food guy.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't think you can get candies for 5 cents, can you?
I doubt it.
So let's talk about the conditioning. Your old coach, the old coach, manager, face of the franchise, if you ask him, and he was always preaching fitness.
Yeah.
How's the team coming into conditioning wise?
I think our first couple skates were tough for all of us. I think I might have been one of the worst, but no, after getting on the ice 4 or 5 times, it kind of just gets you back into it, and you're a lot better off even after 3 skates than you were your first. So I think it comes back quick.
What do you think will be the most surprising part about this team?
I think something that'll be surprising is I think we'll be quick. And I think we'll just kind of play a harder style game than the Border Kings have in past years. I think we'll just have to work a bit harder for the scoring and whatnot. But yeah, I think we'll might surprise a couple of teams. We'll be pretty quick. So
Did you follow any of the scores this past weekend? Did any of them surprise you?
I followed a bit. I wouldn't say it was super surprising. I mean, I didn't think. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's too surprising. I mean, kind of figured who would win each game, but they were a bit more high scoring than
Yeah,
I would have thought. Like, kind of the winners, it would have been tough games for those teams, but I definitely think the scores were more surprising than the outcome. But
I definitely didn't see a 10-1 score for the Minnesota Elkhorn
Burden game,
Verdon
yeah, I
game.
thought
Yeah,
that too.
they're going to be elite this year, and with the addition of Zine and Zimmer,
Yeah,
the rich get richer.
exactly. Well, he doesn't hurt, so he'll be a good asset for them. So
I was shocked when I almost broke the news the other night, but Fisher told me not to. But they're they're going to be elite once again.
yeah, they'll be good.
Is anyone complaining about the way they're managed as opposed to the way Boissevain was back a few years ago?
Um, I wouldn't say so. I mean, from to my knowledge, they're pretty local teams.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they'll be good if you got good people coming up from your town, you'll be a good team. So, I mean, yeah, they're good, but they kind of deserve to be good. They're from that town, so can't really punish them for playing for their hometowns. So.
Is there a little bitterness in the organization towards the old management?
No, I wouldn't say so. Like I think he treated a lot of guys pretty good on the team, so I don't think they have anything really bad to say. I didn't really play. I played one game in high school when he was there, but it wasn't nothing I can really speak on there. Like nobody said anything bad about him. Like he's been pretty good to the guys in town. So
Yeah, I have nothing but great things to say about him. He's the one that got TL Media doing this.
yeah,
He's a very generous person, and he's always got a spot on TL Media. That's for sure. It'll be different going to the rink and not, but he'll probably be around when he's in town.
yeah, I think so. I think he'd pop in for a game. So
Let's chat about this year's coaching staff. We've already touched on Daryl Albright. He's the head coach. What's the rest of the coaching staff look like?
Braden Joy, he lives in town. He's gonna do a bit of kind of on the bench and behind the scenes work. He was running our defense side of the bench on our preseason game, but then we got Kenny Pringle helping out a bit, just kind of off the ice. Yeah, I think we just have a lot of people who would be willing to help if we need them. So
Who's in charge of managing it and getting the people in charge, like to work the gate?
Yeah, I wouldn't be too sure on that. I think maybe that would be Braden Joy's area there. I think he'd be more of that management type than kind of coaching, I guess. But I think that's kind of his deal there.
Is Tim Croker involved with the team at all?
No, he's not. Not that I've ever heard of. So
Okay. So there's a lot of change going on in the management. Who's back from the last time? Dittmer,
Dave Robertson, Dakota
Robertson.
Sherlink, Andrew Albright.
Andrew, yeah.
Who else would have played?
Pringle,
yeah, him.
Yeah.
Bailey Robertson's taking a year off. Skylar Canada played years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's mostly it.
What do you guys know?
You go.
What do you guys know about the team you're playing on Saturday?
Not much. I don't really know what they kind of gained or lost from last year. I know that well, especially in this league, if you can't really take games off because they kind of tend to come back and bite you. But I think they'll be a good test for us on Saturday. I think it'll be a good game to start off the season with.
What has been their playing style in the history where you've played, Cirrus?
I think they've been a kind of a tougher team. They kind of bump you a bit more than other teams. Last year, I think they scored a couple power play goals, maybe. But yeah, I think they were just one of the teams that kind of made you work a bit harder for it.
Now, we've talked about the team. We've talked about the opponent. We've talked about the league. Let's chat about you. What's your background as a player?
I played a bit of Cougars when I was in Bantam, and then after Bantam, played my grade 9 year of high school. Then played AAA for 2 years in Southwest, and then came back my grade 12 year, played high school, and then I went to Dakota College at Botano for 2 years.
Are you familiar with a lot of these players, or is it?
I'm familiar with a lot of the younger guys. Like I would say I've heard of a lot of the younger half, I guess, but playing last year, I kind of got to hear a lot of names, and now they're a bit more familiar and kind of who's more dangerous on the ice than other guys. But yeah, I'd say I'm pretty familiar with some other players in the league.
On a personal level, what's your expectations for yourself for this year?
I don't really have too many expectations. I think I'm just gonna try and do as best I can to help our team win. And if scoring comes. If it doesn't. But as long as we're winning games, I don't think too many guys in our room will be too disappointed with their points. So,
who could be some players that surprise fans?
Ryan Patterson, like I said at the start, I think him just being his first year in the league, I think he'll surprise a lot of people with what he does on the ice. Skylar Canada, like I said, I think he had a decent amount of points last year in Hartney. I think he'll just kind of add on to that this year. Nathan Fladell, he's a new guy on our team. He played a couple years junior. He'll be one of our better scorers too.
A player that surprised me last year when he was playing for a different team, and Dakota Sherlink.
Yeah.
What does he bring to the club?
You've seen him. He's tall. He's got a good reach. He's got a really good shot on him. He can pretty deadly from anywhere on the ice with that shot. I think he'll play a big part in a lot of our scoring. But yeah, I'd say his shot's probably his biggest attribute to his game, I think.
I just saw him as the fourth line grinder on the first year I started doing this, and so he surprised me a lot last year. And the player I dubbed the Big Moose, he's very versatile, and I think he's going to take another step this year.
Yeah, I think he could easily add on to what he did last year in Hartney. I think he just needed his opportunity to show how good he was, and he kind of got that last year.
I think a lot of these young kids could. All they need is a chance to play.
Exactly, get some confidence and be a different player.
And Pringle, he's as solid as they come in the league. And you got the veteran leadership. It's going to be a competitive year this year.
Yeah, I think the league's pretty competitive, just even with every team. I think going into every game, every team kind of has a shot to win. But
we've got a full slate of Border Kings on our schedule tentatively. Here's the tentative schedule. That on Saturday, you guys play Surus at 8:00. That's our first game. And then you guys are back on the network on Saturday, November 11th, when Verdun comes to town. And then Friday, November 17th against Deloraine. December 1st against Melita. Then we do some high school action. Then the Ultimate Showdown. December 9th against Killarney. We've got that one. And December 15th against Hartney. And December 23rd against Deloraine is our schedule up until Christmas time. Who would you say is going to be your guys' biggest competition this year?
I don't know. I think those top end teams are always going to be tough to beat, and I think one of our biggest competitors might be I don't know, maybe a Melita team that we have to play twice and come out of our side as one of the top. And I'd say an Elkhorn, Killarney, those guys will be tough to beat. Yeah.
Giving the Bison some respect.
Yeah, I think just they're one of the teams we gotta beat twice to come out top on our side, and just think that might be something we gotta work for.
They play a hard style and they're in every game.
Yeah.
They're a well-ran organization as well. I have nothing but respect for them. Would be great if every team could win more games than they did last season.
Mm-hmm.
You need that for the league to be competitive. Anyway, is there anything else you'd like to add this evening, Tanner?
Not too much. I just think that it's just nice to have a team back in town and have a local fan base and local team again. So pretty excited to get going.
Absolutely it is, and I'm looking forward to freezing my butt off at the Boissevain Arena, Boissevain Agricultural Arena.
There we go.
And we're going to do that a lot this year, along with all the other barns. I want to do as many games as I possibly can, as long as we can get some sponsors. And if you want to be a sponsor for TL Media, it's just as simple as messaging one of our social media pages. We won't turn down any amount, and we'll make sure that you guys get a good deal. Our top sponsors, we have a game day sponsor. Your business can be plastered all over the broadcast. It can be your business presents Game Time on TL Media. And we've got lots of other packages available. Message me if you're at all interested. We would love to be able to keep doing all these games for you guys, but the price of gas at $1.56 a liter, it's just not possible without support from contributions from viewers like you. Anyway, that wraps up this edition of the Tiger Hills Hockey League season preview, and we'll see you Saturday night. Boissevain, Souris, it's game time on TL Media.